It may be the only live action movie they ever made, but it is still part of my childhood. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here with the next episode of Mega Throwback Mixer. And yes, guys, like I promised, I would be doing Popeye the Sailor Man. And this time, guys, I'm talking about the live-action 1980 movie that starred Rob Williamson as Popeye himself. And the guy, like always, does an amazing job. Rob Williamson did many great movies and played many great roles, such as Aladdin as the genie, this guy as Popeye, and many more I could explain, etc., etc., etc. But nevertheless, his stuck core with who he was as Popeye, as like being strong, being noble, and doing what's right, but also being a caring sailor man and all sorts of things. But it wasn't just him. Also, in this movie, you had the others. You had Olive Oil, you had Wimpy, you had Bluto, and you had Popeye's father. Now Popeye's father's not a main character most of the time in the shows. He appears occasionally, but he was in this one. So was Sweet Pea, Popeye's adoptive son. And yeah, all these guys, they all played their roles pretty well here. But I think I had to say my favorite dynamics when it comes to was the Popeye and Olive, as they have in this movie they meet for the first time in their lives. And yeah, very funny how it is. I mean, Olive Oil is engaged to Bluto in this, and she's all like back and forth with everything, with her family, with Popeye. It's just so confusing. It just makes your head want to spin, because she's like saying, of course, I love Bluto. I'm engaged to him and stuff. And then there's times when she's like, oh no, he's a brute. He's mean, blah, 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 blah. But nevertheless, she is right. Bluto, as always, main antagonist. And yeah, in this one, he was pretty much working for Popeye's father, who was secretly a Commodore, but barely never showed himself. No one in the town even knew the Commodore was Popeye's father until at the end of near the end of the movie, at the final act of the movie, that Olive Oil and Wimpy found out and told Popeye about it. But nevertheless, Bluto, since he was with the Commodore, he was the head of the town. He controlled the town in place of the Commodore. And eventually, though, he got tired of the Commodore that he performed mutiny. Yes, guys, mutiny on a ship. Never a good thing, because you never know how that stuff ends. Usually don't end well, that's for sure. But nevertheless, Bluto, his goal was to find treasure. And you want to know what the craziest thing is? The plot device in all of this was Sweet Pea. Yeah, you guys want to know how that is? Well, it's just this. Like, Sweet Pea was found by Popeye and Olive when they were outside, and he was just mysteriously in the back, finding out there's a message saying the kid needs to be taken care of. That's when Popeye and Olive decided to take care of him. Funny how them taking care of him is what brought those two together. First starting off as a buddying sort of friendship, turning into more than that, to where they develop feelings for each other and all. At the end, and yeah, in the end, as they're saving her life, she's all, my hero. Crazy stuff. But all in all, though, it's still, like I said, held core to the characters and stuff. You had Wimpy, who saw the kid as a good luck charm psychic, like he knew when someone was going to win or where something valuable was. So Wimpy was using that kid as his like device to get richer and stuff like that. Eventually, even Olive and her family got involved in that. Popeye was having none of that and stuff. And even Wimpy would even help out Bluto. So yeah, Wimpy, the sniving little guy, he has maybe good nature in him, but he'll easily turn his back on you and stuff. He's a two-face and whatnot. And yet, we're always able to let that guy slide. And yeah, he does his signature thing of give me a hamburger and I'll pay you Tuesday sort of shenanigans. That wimpy guy. I don't see how anyone can stand him, but hey, that's him. That's always him. But I think one of my favorite things in this movie was the fact that we got the boxing match, as we had Popeye had Popeye in it. When I first saw this when I was a kid, I couldn't help but continue to laugh at everything going on in that boxing scene. As Popeye going in there, moving around, dancing around, all trying to get this guy confused and stuff. I was like, Popeye, what are you doing? Just hurry up and punch him and stuff. What are you trying to do just dancing around like that? You're being stupid. But I was a kid back then, guys, so cut me some slack here. But nevertheless, I think the favorite part was when he finally got tired, and what does he give him? That's right, the old twister punch, Popeye's signature maneuver. Boom! But yes, all of this kept leading into the final act. But before I go into that, I'll also say that one of the things that I had a problem with as a kid in this movie was why were they always singing? But that's just because this was also a musical as well. You know, like High School Musical and all that stuff. They would be singing and stuff, and then other times they wouldn't be. But nevertheless, they had lots of singing lines in this and everything. And yeah, even now to this day, I'm better with musical movies and stuff, but I won't say that they were one of my favorite things when I first watched this. And even now that I'm older, it's still kind of iffy to me and stuff, but it's not that bad that I like hated this movie and stuff because I still like this movie. Because if they can at least stick to the core of Popeye and all the characters of what made them who they are as the cartoon series, then I can let that slide. But now having said that, though, we must go into the final act where now you guys remember how in the cartoon sometimes he would make a story about how he was there the age of his nephews and his adopted son. He wouldn't eat his spinach too. Well, that's how he is in this movie. He doesn't like his spinach, and him and his papa finally reunite, and the dynamics between those two, genius. One's in denial of that being his son, and then the next thing you know, roles are reversed. This guy says, "I'm your father." Popeye's denying it, what really hit the formula was knowing that since Popeye wouldn't eat his spinach, then yeah, he knew that was his son. And Bluto and Popeye in their final battle when they were fighting over that treasure and saving Sweet Pea and Olive, Popeye was losing. And then since he didn't like his spinach, Bluto made the mistake of force eating it to him. And then what happens next? Oh, that's what happens. Bluto getting shot out high, but not just him. He had to rescue Olive from an octopus. So what do we get here? Oh yeah, another one. That's what I'm talking about. You see, that's what Popeye the Sailor Man was. Everything going on in this movie was all leading to the final act of where he would do his music and show that now he loves spinach because they make him strong, for he's strong to the finish. He's Popeye the Sailor Man. What more can I say, guys? That's what Popeye the Sailor Man live action 1980 was. Some may not have liked it, but I thought it was pretty good for what it gave us. It may not be my number one out there, but still a good movie nonetheless, and still part of my childhood, always will be. But now I haven't said all that, guys. That is all for today on the episode of Mega Throwback Mixer. And I'll be back Friday with another episode on whichever one comes to my mind. But wait until then, though, if you guys are enjoying my videos, all you gotta do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!